The reason I wanted to do it this early is to give everyone a chance. And more importantly, I'm away in Oklahoma City. I'll be back in Vegas at the end of this weekend. And more importantly, everything will be back to normal. Setting up a home studio at the new house. And we are driving back on Sunday. So I'm a little bit transit for now. I appreciate your patience. But as you can see, work goes on as normal. In fact, I benefit more by living in the Central Time Zone or Eastern Time Zone because I could get up even later and still be up really early. Where in Vegas, I get up 4:30, 5 a.m. at the latest. But here, 4:30 a.m. is 6:30. On the East Coast, it would be 7:30. So my life would be a lot easier. But as you can see, I got up early. We fired some Major League Baseball. Let me give you the premium plays immediately right now because one of them I couldn't get down on. You guys ready? We bet Cincinnati, obviously, you know, Cincinnati money line, Cincinnati run line, Cincinnati first 5 money line, Cincinnati first 5 run line. When they bet a game, the groups that I work with, multiple ways and max bets, limit bets, I'm going to bet it as well. Now, if we were up 150 units, let's say already, or I saw we were running really, really, really hot, or I really loved that side, I would even make them 3% plays. Because let's not forget, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3 would be 12%. But we only bet 0.25 of that. So it's not like we're putting out 5% of our bankroll even, betting that many different sides. And even though it seems like it's all the same team, it is different versions of the bet. Where Cincinnati loses by 1, you know, there's a split, or if we got plus money. So again, we are on Cincinnati. We also bet the under. We bet under 9 and under 8.5. That's why I was almost going to make it a 4% play. When 9 is a key number, 9 and 11 are the most key numbers in Major League Baseball. When the betting syndicates are willing to go through the key numbers and take the worst of it as it appears, you got to pay attention. Usually they're trying to get the best side of the 9, the best side of the 11, kind of like we do with the NFL. You want to get the right side of the 3, the right side of the 7. Well, you do that in Major League Baseball totals by being on the right side of the 7, the right side of the 9, and the right side of the 11. But when they're willing to go under 9, under 8.5, that's a telling sign. Now, also, one that I did miss, I was a little late to the party, and that was under White Sox Yankees. That was another that I actually almost gave out at 7.5. Here's why. They went under 8.5. They went under 8 also. So 8 is a push, obviously, where at under 7.5 it would lose. Because of the juice adjustment, I let it go. But I do lean that way also. Otherwise, that's it for baseball. We haven't missed anything. We got down on the strongest stuff early. And more importantly, we got some good numbers, and they're now moving our way. Now, with that out of the way, let's go over the MMA real quick. And like I said, I'm not going to keep you guys here long. If you have questions, make sure you post them. This will be 30 minutes tops. We're talking about more or less the same thing this week. I just want to keep us focused, keep the grind going, because you know what's coming up. The lull of the summer, and last summer, that's where we made all our money. We made a bunch of money in the summer while everyone was sleeping, and when football season came, we were able to step it up. And that profit had us increase our capital by 80%. That's correct. When this year was over, whoever started with me on January 1st, on December 31st, they increased their capital by 80%. So if you started with $10,000, you had $18,000. If you started with $1 million, you had $1,800,000. That's just the math. That's not me hyper bullshit. If you had $100,000, you made $80,000. That's just the bottom line. You know me, my bankroll is $400,000. I bet between $1,000 and $5,000. So for me, 80%, that's $320,000. $300,000. Again, that's why I do it. That's not a brag or anything like that. I'm just saying, if I was able to do it from 100 to 500 and get the 1,000 to 5,000, you could go from 10 to 50, 100 to 500, just like I did. Trust me on that. Now, for that to happen, though, you got to do your bet sizing correctly. So let's go over the MMA real quickly that I already fired. I'll tell you what else I like. And then again, we will quickly go over our calisthenics and finish up this call if there ain't any questions. Thank you, my patient, young, lovely wife, for waiting this out. I love you very much. And you know what's happening? I thought I had wager talk today because I do Fridays, but because I have the trip set scheduled for Oklahoma City, they gave me the week off that segment. But I got up ready to do it, had some games to share anyway. So we're ready to run out the door, get a bunch of things done, pack up because she's moving with me back to Vegas. We're driving back on Sunday. Got the U-Haul and everything to hitch the back of the ride. So we're ready to walk out the door. And I grabbed my phone and I saw Gianni texted me and said, about logging in. And earlier he had said about logging in like 2 hours ago. I logged in for our chat, but I actually forgot. We're ready to walk out the door. I'm like, oh, shit, babe, I got the chat. And we got to go pick something up. But fortunately, got a patient woman. That's very important men out there. You want a patient woman. It doesn't push you with time. Like there's nothing worse than when you're rushing. It's like, I already know I'm in a rush. I don't need you to tell me to hurry up. And fortunately, it's a keeper. Never made me feel pressure at all like that. So that's very important, men. Now with that, let's get into that MMA really fast. Masterworks just sent me some painting to look at. I told you guys, check that stuff out. If you have time, you can want to tie money up for 2, 3, 4 years, make 20, 30, 40% on your money. Paintings are just sitting there waiting for you. Now, let's go. MMA. Here's what we got for Saturday so far. 4% plays. 4% plays. We got main event, Lerone Murphy. Yep, got to fade Edson Barboza. You know the age difference. And Murphy just gets overlooked. Tough strength of schedule, coming in with a hot streak. And more importantly, Barboza may have won 2 straight. When in doubt, zoom out. Zoom out a little bigger. Prior to winning those 2 straight, he had lost like 5 of 7 fights. No knock against Barboza. He's the man, but it is the end of his career where I think Lerone Murphy's being a little bit overlooked and his hot streak as well. Usually you'd be paying a premium for a guy like that and getting him at less than 150, forget about it. Should be at least minus 200, so we know he got that 7% at the very least where he wins the fight 2 out of 3 times. So I'll bet that blindly, knowing we have the best of it. Co-main event, Chaos Williams. Now, he opened as the underdog. If I had him as an underdog, this would be a 5% play. Just telling you right now. Because I thought he should be at least minus 150, 160 range. Didn't get down early enough, but we did right now for at 125, 130. Great price. And finally, Piera Rodriguez, Andrew Gambis, one of the guys I work with, MMA originator. He put her on my radar. I looked at that fight. I understand why now. He got me down, I think, at 190. I'll lay to 210 with my guys on here at Bet with Ace. So that's no problem at all. Hold on, I think we got to play. Yes, we do. You ready? WNBA. You're getting a live premium play right now. Game 603, Washington Mystics. Game 603, Washington Mystics. Plus the 9.5. Washington Mystics, make it a 3% play. 3% play, Washington Mystics, plus 9.5. I just got a 10. So if you got plenty of bounce or if you had them up, you should have got a 10 too. Against Connecticut. Yep. Against Connecticut. Yep. I just got minus 9.5. Plus 9.5. Washington Mystics. Let me send that out. Sorry, I have to put this down. See, I'm doing it off my phone. I should buy the half point to 10, but I'm afraid some of you won't be able to get the 9.5 that didn't have their accounts up. So I don't want me to get 10 and you guys to get 9 and me to win and you guys to lose. So I'm actually willing to put it out at a worse number just for you to be fair for you guys. Where for my grading and everything, it would benefit me to keep it on at 10 at buy the half. So give me a second. Forgive me because I have to confirm that I got this play for this group. Give me a sec. Hopefully you guys can still see me while I send this out. And then we do our calisthenics. And don't worry, baby, we'll be out of here soon. And then I come back and do the late games. What a great day we have planned. I even made some trades. Just throwing it out there, boys. If you see wheat at $6. I had bought wheat at $5. WEAT. WEAT. That's the ETF. It's a fund that trades wheat. I bought it at 505, sold it 2 days ago at 630. So, made 25% on the trade, and now it dropped back down, and I have a limit order at $6. I'm ready to buy back in. So commodities is where it's at. My gold trade, I hope you guys have been listening to the gold. Hope you've been buying gold and silver. Hope you've been buying gold and silver. Now, Bitcoin had a inverse head and shoulders, so it's probably going back up to its all-time high of 74, which it's supposed to do. If anyone remembers the 2020, was it 2021? I mean, the high, remember when it got to 69? It double topped. It went to like 67, 68, came back down, then hit a double top, and then crashed. Yeah, expect to see that. Expect to see that again. Now that we got the inverse head and shoulder break I think yesterday it was confirmed, if I'm correct. Hold on, I got to just send this out. If I'm correct, yesterday the inverse head and shoulder got confirmed on Bitcoin. So we should see 74,000 if it's not a failed move. So far it doesn't look like a failed move, so. And if it plays out like the head and shoulder, it's usually a measured move. You could just measure the size of the head and shoulder, and you know where the price is going. And coincidentally, not coincidentally, this one, the head and shoulder takes it back up to that 74 range, that high. What a coincidence, right? So where it sits now, it's at 67. And remember, 2 days ago, Bitcoin was at 61. And that's when the inverse head and shoulder broke yesterday. So yeah, it'll probably get back to that top of 72, 73, maybe even 74 before it breaks down. That'll give me a chance to buy a little more of the biddy and fade it some more. Now, if you got in on the gold trade I told you guys about, remember when it was back around 15, 1600? Well, it just broke 2400 today. It will get to 25, and then I'm really going to short it. The physical gold, I keep that. I always hold on to it. But the ETFs, I trade it. It's called GOLD. That's what the ticker is. And I'm actually going to short it. I mean, GLD, excuse me. GLD, not GOLD, is the ticker. And I actually went to short it today at 223.81. But the double top is at 225.11. So I have a short at 225.10, 225.09. I have a short. So if gold gets to that 2,500 that I expect, then I'll bet against it because nothing goes straight up. So again, I have physical gold, and when it pulls back, then I buy more physical gold, and that's how you trade. But I'm not, obviously, gold I got in at 1,500. I'm going to sell it at 21, 22. Yeah, I missed the last $100, $200 worth of gains, but I wasn't going to risk that because at that point, the chart wasn't telling me it was going to 25. Confirmed. It was confirmed to about 22, 23. It reached it. I got paid. I'm out. I did it with wheat. I did it with natural gas. I did it with gold. And right now I'm about to do it with silver. But I think we're going to see $30 silver. So I'm holding on to my silver still. I think when I got into silver, I got in at $20.35, $20.50. That was back in February. And I've been holding. But every time it dips back, it dipped back. I remember in March it dipped. I bought some. It dipped again in May. I bought some in the beginning of May, obviously. It dipped. It was like $24. Now it's back to 28. It's going to get to 30. Silver will get to 30. Commodities, man. This is a fake market being propped up by bullshit. All that, like all these reports. Wait till the end of the year. They're going to keep celebrating this. Remember, elections are coming up in November. So they're going to turn the printing machines on. They're going to lower the interest rates. They're going to do whatever they have to do to convince the American people that the economy is thriving, that it's never been better. And then after the election, reality is going to kick in. They're going to pull the rug, and hopefully you guys sold at the top, and buy at the bottom. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. Now, let's do our calisthenics real fast so I can get you guys out of here and answer any questions. And you know the calisthenics. We bet size correctly to eliminate or minimize our risk of ruin. You control that. You decide whether you're going to go to ruin and how quickly you're going to go there, or whether you're never going to get there. And that's based on your unit size. Meaning if you have 1,000 units, so if you're betting $25 a unit and you have $25,000, there's about a 1% chance that you will be ruined. In other words, you will double your bankroll 99 out of 100 times if you have about a 2% edge, which I think we've proven over thousands and thousands of bets. In fact, right now, I think for the year, I've given out 3,400 bets, and my ROI is over 2%. So what I'm saying is at 1,000 units, we have a 1% risk of ruin. I will double your bankroll 99 out of 100 times. Now, bump that down to only 400 units, and we're at about 60-40, where I'm going to double your bankroll 6 out of 10 times. But 4 out of 10 times, you're going broke. So you better have a backup bankroll. Again, risk of ruin, you control it by bet sizing. And how do you do that? Here's what we do. Remember, the 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5% is a rating. It just reflects ratings and strength. We bet size a percentage of our bankroll. And how do we do it? 0.25. We bet 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1%, and 1.25. So a 1% play, 0.25. 2% play, 0.50. 3% play, 0.75. 4% play, 1% of bankroll. 5% play, 1.25. That's correct. On a 5% play, we're betting 1.25% of bankroll. 0.25 times 5. Very simple. Very simple. So if you have a $10,000 bankroll, what's 0.25 at 10,000? $25. You know each unit's $25. So if I got a 5% play, 25 times 5, 125. That's all you're betting. That's correct. With a $10,000 bankroll, you're never betting more than to win 125 or flat betting 125. Why? Because I want your risk of ruin as low as possible. And what's the result of that? I've turned a profit 9 out of the last 10 years. 9 of the last 10 years. Go search the internet and find documented results like that, because I want to buy that subscription to add to mine. It's very hard to do. And again, I'm not bragging. This is just factual. If I can do it, you can do it. But unless our goals are aligned, I'm going to disappoint you. And if you need to win today, tonight, this week, this month, I'm not your guy. There's a bunch of idiots on the internet that are going to guarantee you're going to win tonight. I'm not that guy. I'm going to guarantee you year after year, I'm going to be in the 0.5% on the planet that actually beats the bookmakers. That's what I promise you. That year over year, what capital you invest in this market, I'm going to beat your bookmaker with you. That's the bottom line. So if that's your goal, it's very easy to do. As of today, let's look at results real quickly. By doing that, here's where we stand. We did January, February, March, April, 4 full months and half of May. Year to date, we are up 55 units. 55 units with almost a 2% ROI. Now, what's 55 times 25? That's what we're up for this year so far on that 10,000 bankroll. So $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 minus, of course, my fee. So not bad, almost a double-digit return on capital. And it's only May. We haven't even had a hot streak. We haven't been running really hot. We haven't, like, nothing. This is just grinding, just doing your job, just doing it the right way. Once the run comes and we pick up those 100 units in a month, 140 units in a month, that's what you can't time. That's why I tell you, don't be timing the market. You make money by time in the market, staying in it. Because I don't know when that day, week, month's going to come. But I know it's coming. Comes every year. Comes every couple months. That's just how the markets work. So we wait till it gives it to us. And when it does, we're going to bust it open. And hopefully, you did the right thing. And by that is followed along, bet size correctly, and the rest is easy, baby. The rest is easy. Now, let me look at some questions before we wrap this up. 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1%, 1.25. That's all. That's the most important thing I can ever share. I can ever share. Like that's the recipe right there. That's gold. That will stop you from going broke. And if you have an edge, guarantee you profit, that you make money off it. And unfortunately, so few people are ever going to follow it. But if they did, my results are what you get. Yes, sir, Neil. Good woman's always a plus. Absolutely. Trust me, bro. I just came out of the worst relationship you could ever imagine. Like I came off you guys know I was telling you about it last year. It was in an ugly divorce. Took years off my life. Money, so much money I lost through it. Like unhappiness. It's so, so important who you're with. Like if you're not happy, go, 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 go. Don't like, again, all relationships take work. That's why 50% end up in divorce. Most people today aren't willing to put in the work. Like you see long couples that have been there, they say they're married 20, 30, 40 years. Dude, rest assured, they put in a lot of work. There are times they could have walked away and just, divorced. Trust me. Everybody goes through that. If you're living with somebody, I do it with my partners. It worked, so many times, let alone you're living with someone day in, day out. It takes work. But if you put in the work and you're not happy, dude, you owe yourself. Don't be miserable. I stayed longer than I needed to because, like I told you, she got dependent on my income and just wouldn't let me leave with my shit. So, like, don't let that happen to you. Protect yourself. Make sure you protect yourself. Make sure you put things in your name also, even when you have nothing. Like, see, when I had nothing, I was like, I'll put everything in her name. Like, what do you have to lose? But then once you acquire and it's still in her name, all of a sudden that could become a problem, like it did for me. And getting it back isn't as easy. So from the beginning, make sure you get a house, have your name on it. You get a car, have your name on it. You have a bank account, have your name on it. Why shouldn't you? Why shouldn't you? If you're sharing everything, that's how it should be. That's how it should be, regardless who's paying for it. If you're sharing everything and it's a marriage, then you got to do it different. If it's your girlfriend, whatever. There you could walk when you want to walk, whenever it's not working out. But if you're going to get married, man, think it hard and fast. Like, do not make that mistake of just diving into something like that. Here we are with sports and talking about marriage. So let me see if anything's in the back end. Let me share something real quick before we go. I'm going to pull some magic out for you guys. Let me see this back end real fast. Oh, see, yeah, they haven't even bet anything. Okay. Looks like it's going to be maybe a slow day. Maybe a slow day. There is the Indiana and Knicks game. Let me tell you real fast if I have any lean or anything there. Let me pull that up. What's the number? What's the number? Oh, yeah, I love the Knicks. I wouldn't go as far as love, but I like the Knicks. Yeah, I like the Knicks. I like the Knicks. I like the Knicks. Actually, hold on. I think we may bet this and then wrap it up. Let me just confirm this. Let me see that last line move. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Ooh, see that? I love good look thing I dug deep. That was just wrong information here. They hadn't updated the game 5. They didn't update game 5 yet. Stats and line. Yeah, because this is game 6. No, 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 no. No Knicks. No Knicks. No Knicks. No Knicks. No Knicks. No side in that game so far. No side in that game. Yeah, that's all I needed to see. Let me look at the NHL real fast. And again, tomorrow we already had 3-4% UFC plays. One may go up to 5%. So keep your eyes open for bombs. I'm looking to do damage this summer. I told you that. Destruction terror. All right. Okay, so it's Florida up 3-2. Florida's up 3-2, right? Yeah, Florida's up 3-2. Okay, Florida's up 3-2. And what's out the other game? Dallas, Colorado. Oh yeah, Dallas time. Dallas, Colorado. Dallas, Colorado. Right, Dallas made it 3-2 too. Yeah, I actually like both dogs. I like both dogs. What are those lines? Oh wow, Florida is minus 150. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's a telling sign right there. Yeah, we got time. It's a late game. Let me just look. I'm writing it down. NHL, Florida, and NHL, Dallas. Those are the leans right now, and I got the day to get confirmation. The line's not going to move. We're seeing where it's at. It's anywhere between 135, 140s, 150. It ain't moving anywhere. It opened 147 at Bet Online. It's at 144. So we're not worried about that this kind of game. And even in the second game, it's around that 110, 115 range either way. So we're gold. We're gold. I'm going to take a look for any questions. Line them up now because this is going to be it. And next week, I will be back in Vegas, normal. We'll have a studio setting up. We're going to build that at the house. So I could do everyday videos every day. Every day you're going to see free picks every freaking day, every day. So I'm really excited about that. I want to make sure share some not just picks but educational content. Teach about money management, risk of ruin, the things that are going to help people um, actually make money if they have an edge, because that's just part of the puzzle. Like being able to win is only half of it. It's like being able to teach you how to count cards. I could do that in a week. But then you practicing it, then being able to go in a casino, applying it, getting away with it, profiting off it, that's a different animal. Um, so don't worry about that. I got you. All right, let's look at the last questions. This was a good one. I like when we just get it out of the way nice and quick. Okay. Nathan, I love you. I love it. Listen, my man, I love it. I love it. You sound like you're having a good fucking time. You are ready for electric. You're ready. You're ready for EDC, baby. I love it. Yeah, I've been through that when it first came out to Vegas. Went through the no sleep and all of that, the betting in the morning. My advice is have a good money management plan, Nathan. If you're going to be partying at night and then going to the sports book straight from the club, you're going to want a good money management plan in hand. I've made some of my biggest mistakes. Too happy or too sad, emotional. And coming from where you're coming, you're going to be having a good time. Have a great time and be safe, honestly, all bullshit aside. Be safe. If you're partying, make sure you stay safe. Stay safe. A lot of crazy shit going on. A lot of dangerous shit out there with all the fentanyl and all that shit. Be careful, man. Be careful. Yeah, this generation's just nuts. So if you are partying and all that, just be careful, bro. Make sure you have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. And like I said, manage that money correctly. But that's what you live for. That's what you make money for. So you could go to things like that and have fun. So what are my thoughts on the Cincy plays? They're just like any other plays. I lean that way. Again, it's not. It's just that a lot of times we're going to bet it like that. It's just 4% plays is how I look at it. 4% on the first on the game. 4% on the first five. We do that all the time. We do it in the NBA. We do it in college basketball. We do it in the NFL. We bet first half and the game. That's it. They're a dog, so I'd love to see them win. But it's, again, you should not feel like, oh, is this a 5% play? No, no. That's a derivative. That's what that's called. You're betting Cincinnati in different ways and spreading out the risk. That's all it is. So when you see stuff like that, there's a reason why it's not 5% on Cincy. and it's split up and spread out with run lines and first 5 run lines. If it was like Cincy lock, then Cincy money line for 5%, like we do. So keep that in mind when we're splitting up. Sometimes, yes, it's ways to get more money down, but sometimes it's also ways to diversify. And that's pretty much what we did there, because you can see they're not 3% plays or even 4% plays. They're 2% split out over 4 bets, 4 separate bets. So always keep that in mind. Like when we put a first half or a second half, they're completely different bets. I don't do it to you guys because I don't want to confuse you, but a lot of times I'm betting game over, first half under for the betting syndicates. I never send that out to subscribers because I don't want customer service having to deal with the repercussions. But wise guys that beat the books, crush the books, do that every single day. They bet a baseball game under in the first 5 and over for the side. Every single day they're doing that. I can promise you that. Again, that confuses most recreational bettors, but these guys aren't in the business of selling picks. They're in the business of finding inefficiencies. And if the first half is inefficient on the under and the whole game's inefficient on the over, those are the bets they're going to make. They're not trying to predict how the game's going to play out. They're not psychic. They're looking for inefficiencies in betting markets. And in the case with Cincinnati, all 4 were inefficient. The money line, the run line, the first 5 money line, the first 5 run line. That's the best way I can explain it. Yeah, I bet over-unders in UFC. The problem is that the lines move too fast and too significantly, and more times than not, by the time I fire a total, or if especially from one of my originators, you're never going to get the number. Like we're going to go over, like we did last week, and I couldn't even give it out. What was that fight? I think it even lost. It even lost last week. That one UFC fight. I'll even look because I just have to know now. Oh, Olberg and Menefield. They bet over 1.5. Over 1.5. Blasted it from like minus 110. It went to like minus 200. Like again, within minutes they move. It lost. So, but I couldn't have gave it to you guys anyway because that came from one of my originators and it moved. But when I like a total and stuff, I'll bet it. Like I like the main event over, for sure. Over 3.5 minus 150. I actually almost released it. But there's time. So, but that's one of them that I do lean. All right. So I'm going to see one more time, look for any questions, and then we could wrap this up and see if we could do some damage. We picked up some units over the last 7 days. That's what this shows. And that's after losing. We passed yesterday. But if you remember, right before that, we lost like, what was that? I think we went where we lost 1, 2, 3, 4. We went like 1 and 4, 2 and 5 over our last 7. So 2 and 5 over our last 7. So we lost 3 positions, 3%. So we lost over 10 units in the last 2-3 days. But we're still up over like 8 for the last 7. So it's been good. We've been doing good. We're up the last 30 days over 40 units. We're up for the year over 50 units. We're up over the last 365, over 200 units. Like, we're just doing it, baby. We're just piling up units. It's on you. Manage your risk correctly. Those units turn into real dollars. Just look. I'm perfect fucking example, bro. Perfect example. Came to Vegas with $600. You know the story. It takes discipline. It took me longer than it should you. It took me 20 years. Took 10. 10 before I started making money. Don't take that long. Learn from my mistakes. I made enough for all of us, for every one of us. Lost more money than everyone combined in this room. So I can promise you, this isn't talking from ego. It's talking from a man that's made every possible mistake you could make. And one of those was, again, not increasing my ROI. And how do you do that? You sign up for the freaking year, baby. Not this week shit. Like, commit with me for the fucking year. You're going to make your money. When the dust settles after 365, you're going to be up. But again, you got to be ready for this investment. This isn't for everybody, but if it's for you. Team Ace, I got you. I love you guys. Enjoy the time with your families this weekend. That's what matters more than anything. Let's fucking go, Will. Let's go. 365, baby. It's the only way. That's why we do this. That's why we do this for 365. So that we know year after year, we flip it, we flip it, we flip it, we flip it. And then we increase bet size, flip it, increase bet size, flip it, increase bet size. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Dude, do that with me over the last couple of years. You're already there. Start with me in 2017 at $10 and you're up to $50 now. Just do the math. You're betting 50 to what? 500 instead of $5 to 50. If you just followed that along, you're already at 50 to 500. It's that easy, man. It really is. But again, it takes a little bit of time. Takes a little bit of time. My man Gam, takes a little bit of time. Takes a little bit of time. Just like anything else, we know that. You want to get in shape? Take some time. You want to save money? Take some time. Want to beat the books? Take some time. We got that. We got that. I love you guys. Best of luck. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Stay safe. God bless.